Could it be? After months of crazy turnaround, shocking surprises, it looks like finally, less than a month before Daytona, finally, the last big domino has fallen into place. Daniel Suarez, we know where he's going to be this year. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric, and welcome to Out of the Groove. Before I start today's episode, I just really want to say that all of you who watch this show, all of you guys who support me, who listen to what I have to say, who interact with me on either whether it be YouTube comments or Twitter or wherever, you guys really are the best. I'm filming videos inside my car with a little cheap camera. This is not the usual camera and microphone setup that I usually have for Out of the Groove. I'm doing this thing completely on the fly at weird times of day, at all sorts of places. And you guys continue to support me, continue to watch, continue to interact, continue to engage with the content and follow along, talk about racing and all that great stuff. You guys really are the best. Every single one of you who watch these videos, every single one of you who supports the channel in any way, shape, or form, y'all are the best. Just wanted to get that out of the way because I do kind of feel bad that I'm still sitting in my car doing these videos. I need to get another setup again. I'm looking at summer as possibly the time, the thing, you'll see what I'm talking about hopefully in just a few short months. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's kind of an impromptu episode. I wasn't really planning on doing this one today. I was planning on waiting either until tomorrow, maybe Monday, but with some big news yesterday, a big report yesterday. It's still not a confirmed report, but I think it's pretty confirmed at this point. I had to sit down this morning and do a video for you guys today because we've got a lot to discuss. Before I talk about Suarez, I'll hit on a couple other small, quick stories really quick. Firstly, Natalie Decker. She's a name that a lot of people ask about quite a bit. We know what she's doing now in 2020. A couple days ago, it was revealed that she's going to be running for Nice Motorsports in the Truck Series on a part-time deal. Sounds like right now her deal is for 8 races, but there's a possibility it could expand and become a few more. She's going to be in the number 44 truck. We already know Ty Majeski is going to be a full-time driver for Nice Motorsports, so she's going to have him as a teammate. Natalie Decker, her rookie season in 2019 in the Truck Series was not very special. She ran 19 races and unfortunately had 9 DNFs. She had more than her fair share of down moments in the 2019 season, I must say. That might be putting it lightly. But let's keep in mind about Natalie Decker. She was a former member of the NASCAR Drive for Diversity class just a few short years ago, and she did have a good amount of success on the local level. She's from Wisconsin. She's won races in a lot of lower series, and she's won track championships in lower series. She has definitely not had the success in ARCA, in the Truck Series, to warrant these progressions, warrant these promotions, because that Nice Motorsports truck, it's a decent truck. I mean, Chastain won a bunch of races in the 45 last year. It's a good experience, it's a good chance for her to learn some more, but I'm not going to make too much more of it. We'll see what happens. She'll race at Daytona. We'll see what happens starting with that race here in a few short weeks. Now, an announcement that came out yesterday that might have some further reaching implications down the line here. Axalta, longtime sponsor of Hendrick Motorsports, they revealed their sponsorship plan for 2020. They're going to be William Byron's primary sponsor for 22 races this year, and they're going to be Alex Bowman's primary sponsor for 3 races. Great news for William Byron. We're going to get to see the flames on the 24 car for most of the year. That's great news. That's great that they're continuing their partnership, their alliance with Hendrick Motorsports. The longtime partnerships go back to when it was DuPont on the 24 car. That's basically what Axalta is now. So very cool that they're continuing to run their partnership with Hendrick Motorsports, continue to support their young drivers. Here's where the problem lies that people may not have noticed right at first, although I'm sure if you're an Alex Bowman fan, you noticed it right away. Alex Bowman needs a hell of a lot more than just 3 primary sponsored races. Nationwide, in case you forgot, is leaving NASCAR, or pretty much has already left NASCAR. At least they're no longer in the business of sponsoring race cars, and they're still associated in some smaller capacity with NASCAR, but they're no longer sponsoring races. And that's important because for the last several years, they've been the main primary sponsor on the 88 car. Back when Dale Jr. was driving it, and the first couple of years Alex Bowman has driven it here, they have been the main primary sponsor funding most of his schedule. And they're gone. That left a huge gap that Hendrick Motorsports and Alex Bowman needed to fill for 2020. And here we are just a few weeks away from Daytona, and they have done a terrible job at filling it. Right now, they have Axalta signed on for 3 races, and they have, was it Cincinnati Incorporated or something like that I think is also going to be on the car for maybe 2 or 3 races. I'm sure a few other little things will be put together, but right now it's looking like close to 30 of his races are not sponsored for this season. And Bob Hocker's Fox Sports tweeted this out yesterday. I talked to Bowman yesterday, and if Hendrick has any sponsorship announcements planned, he didn't give me any hint. Maybe that's Bowman just keeping his cards close to his chest, but I tend to think that just means he doesn't have any major announcements coming. Maybe, like I said, I think they'll be able to trickle in and add a few races here and there with some other odd sponsors, but does not sound like they're going to be able to find someone to replace nationwide. Why is this significant? Well, for 2020, it's not going to be that significant. Alex Bowman's going to still be in the 88 full-time this year. He's still going to be pretty competitive. He's going to have a shot at winning races. He's going to have a shot, an outside shot of running for the NASCAR championship. Alex Bowman has been one of the most impressive young drivers the last 2 years, even from 2017 or 2018, I'm sorry, when he first replaced Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that car. The fact that he took that car all the way to the round of 12 in the playoffs, something that Dale Earnhardt Jr. was not even close to doing the year before. That impressed me. And then last year, he managed to win a race and continue to make playoff runs and everything. So Alex Bowman has been pretty impressive in that 88 car so far, but he hasn't made much gains in the sponsorship department, and that could end up being a problem after 2020, because that's when I talk about further implications. Alex Bowman's in a contract year. A lot of NASCAR is in a contract year here in 2020. There are a lot of drivers that don't really have their 2021 plans set up just yet, and Alex Bowman is one of them. And with sponsorship a major question mark, if things continue to stay the way they are, if he still, by the end of this year, does not have at least half of his races funded from sponsors, Alex Bowman's gone. He's not going to be in the 88 car past 2020. That's just the truth, I think. There's going to be so many other free agents out there for Rick Hendrick to choose from, many of whom, or some of whom, will probably bring some of their own sponsorship. I don't see a situation where Alex Bowman stays on past 2020, unless sometime during this year he does manage to land a significant partnership with some sort of company, some sort of sponsor, some sort of brand. Similar to, like, Bubba Wallace got a big endorsement from Worldwide Technology last year, and that really helped save that 43 team, I think. If Bowman can put something together in 2020 to help fund the rest of his races, then yeah, good chance he'll be back in the 88 car 2021. Dale Earnhardt Jr. really likes him. Rick Hendrick really likes him. Jeff Gordon seems to really like him. It's just going to come down to money. And if Alex Bowman is not bringing in any outside funding of his own, or is not able to find anybody else to invest in him, he's probably not going to be in that 88 car past 2020. That's just the nature of NASCAR these days, and there's going to be a lot of good young drivers on the market after this year that probably will have more funding than Alex Bowman. So that's the truth of it. That's the uncomfortable truth. If you're an Alex Bowman fan, I wouldn't get too worried just yet, because even if he gets bumped from the 88 car after this year, he's proven he's talented enough. There's a team out there, I think, somewhere that would take Alex Bowman in the Cup Series. So I wouldn't get too worried just yet, but it is interesting that here we are just a few short weeks away, and Alex Bowman, sponsorship's not looking too great. Anyway, now I'd like to transition to the last big piece of this silly season that has yet to fall into place. It sounds like we might finally have an answer. We might finally know where Daniel Suarez is going this year. TobyChristie.com made a report yesterday. The report said that it's a done deal that could be announced as early as this coming Monday. Daniel Suarez will be driving in the Cup Series for Gaunt Brothers Racing in the number 96 Toyota. Didn't give a whole lot of other details. Rumors and reports I've heard for several weeks, several months now suggest that Suarez and Coca-Cola will still be major partners for Daniel Suarez. Not sure how many races specifically they're going to fund, but they will still be partners with Daniel Suarez, and it sounds to me like they were the driving force in keeping Daniel Suarez in the Cup Series level. Now, just a few short hours after this report was released, Parker Kligerman, who raced the 96 car last season, announced on Twitter that he will not be driving the 96 in 2020, which led more people to believe that yes, it is a done deal. Suarez is going to be in the 96 car. It sounds pretty much confirmed at this point. We've heard all offseason that Suarez's two best options were the 96 car and Cup, or possibly an RCR Xfinity deal. Full-time, part-time, we weren't sure. From a fan's perspective, I really kind of hoped that Suarez would go the Xfinity route, just because it'd be more fun to watch him run for an Xfinity Series championship rather than run in a 25th, 30th place car in the Cup Series side of things. But like I said a minute ago, it sounds like the sponsors, sounds like Suarez, sounds like Coca-Cola really wanted Suarez in the Cup Series, and I can't blame them. The numbers, the viewers that the Cup Series gets compared to the Xfinity Series, the Xfinity Series pales in comparison to what the Cup Series pulls in, even if you're a kind of a back marker, which I'm afraid Suarez might be a lot of weeks this year. It still draws in the numbers, still gets more attention than the Xfinity Series. That's what I've heard from plenty of drivers who are trying to break into the Cup Series. A lot of drivers tell me that if you get a Cup Series option, you got to take it, because going to other sponsors, when it comes to your career, being able to say that you're a Cup Series driver, being able to showcase those numbers, that type of reach, that's really what sponsors, that's really what people care about when it comes to furthering your career. I think the sponsors knew that. I think Daniel Suarez knows that. That's why it sounds like he's taking this subpar Cup Series deal. Remember, Suarez was shocked that Stewart-Haas Racing was letting him go. When he got that phone call at 10 o'clock at night, apparently, he was shocked to hear that Stewart-Haas Racing was not going to re-sign him for this year. So it sounds like, given all the circumstances, this 96 car was really the best opportunity Suarez was going to get. Now let's talk about Gaunt Brothers Racing here. They have never completed a full season schedule in the NASCAR Cup Series. They've been part-time the last few years. Last year, they ran 15 races in the Cup Series. I think 14 of them were raced by Parker Kligerman. And last year, their best finish was 15th, which they did twice at 2 super speedway races. It is a Toyota team, and with Joe Gibbs Racing kind of upping their involvement in Levine Family Racing's program this year, maybe this Toyota team, Gaunt Brothers, will get some sort of boost as well. But I don't know. I really don't know where Daniel Suarez goes from here, honestly. A lot of people still really like Daniel Suarez. I think he has a really good brand, honestly. Unfortunately, just the results, as far as Cup Series results, have not been there, and I think that's turned a lot of people away from Suarez. A lot of people labeled him a bust. A lot of people really have just given up on Daniel Suarez. Where he goes from here, I think his best bet is put together a few really good runs in the 96 car. Maybe Daniel Suarez can kind of achieve that lovable underdog status the way Matt DiBenedetto did, because look how far that has taken DiBenedetto. Remember, Matt DiBenedetto used to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing back in the Xfinity Series, way back in the day. Matt DiBenedetto looked like he had a really good career ahead of him, and then that kind of fell apart, and it looked like he was doomed to just be mediocre for his entire career. Look how that's changed. Look how that's changed just in the last couple of years. He has a cult following. He almost won Most Popular Driver this year. Now he's racing for a Penske-affiliated Wood Brothers team. Things are looking up for Matt DiBenedetto, and 10 years ago, I don't think we would have said that. So maybe best bet for Daniel Suarez, he can achieve something like that, because Daniel Suarez, I still believe, great personality, great guy to have in the sport, and a lot of people seem to like him. A lot of his competitors really seem to like him. I think Daniel Suarez, if he plays this well, if he can put together some good performances, make that 96 car look better than it's ever looked before, which shouldn't be too hard if Suarez really is as good as I think he can be, maybe he can achieve some sort of status, get some sort of some extra opportunities perhaps down the line, because I don't think Suarez's career is over. He's 28 years old, but hey, he did win 3 races in the Xfinity Series and an Xfinity Series championship. He won a Truck Series race for good measure. There's been a good amount of Cup Series drivers in decent equipment the last couple of years who do not have those types of stats to back it up, so I'm not going to sit here and say Daniel Suarez is done. Like, Suarez is now doomed to have a mediocre career that we just forget about one day. I don't think I'd go there yet. I think he still has an opportunity. I think he still has a chance. But, you know, it's a shame that he couldn't do anything in 3 years in top equipment. 108 starts across Joe Gibbs Racing and Stewart Haas Racing, Cup Series equipment, and all that could get him was 8 top 5 finishes. No playoff appearances, no wins. It is disappointing. It really, really is disappointing. Really, as long as Daniel Suarez can continue to keep Eris happy, continue to keep Coca-Cola happy, his future is limitless. He still has opportunities down the line, I'm sure, but there you have it. That's the report. Has not been confirmed yet, but it's looking increasingly likely. I tend to think it's pretty much a done deal at this point. Suarez will be in that 96 car, but we'll see. Sounds like an announcement could come early this next week. That's why I wanted to get a video out today. But anyway, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you like this move, Suarez to the 96? Would you have rathered him stay possibly in the Xfinity Series? Let me know what you guys think. Also, of course, talking about Natalie Decker, talking about Alex Bowman's sponsorship issues. Give me all your thoughts and opinions down in the comments down below. I look forward to reading all your responses. And of course, remember to follow me on Twitter. Tweet at me all of your opinions as well. I like interacting over there. Follow me on Instagram, of course. Subscribe if you're new. We do this throughout the week, every single week, throughout the entire year. So if you're into NASCAR, you're in the right place. So subscribe if you're new. And a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, of course. Could not do this show without the support I get from you guys on Patreon. I'm starting to make my 2020 plans, or I'm finalizing some 2020 plans. Keep an eye on that West Coast swing. There's a good chance I'll make it out to a couple of those races here. Being on the West Coast now, I gotta take advantage of it every chance I get. Never been to Auto Club. Might have to go to a race there in a few weeks. Never been to Las Vegas. Well, I've been to Las Vegas. Not the track, at least. Might have to make it out there for a race as well. So keep an eye on some of those West Coast dates, and I couldn't go out to those tracks, go out and cover them, go out and make videos on them without the support I get from you guys. So hopefully it's a lot of fun. Hopefully I see a whole bunch of you guys there, and I'll keep you posted as more details become relevant. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Thanks again for putting up with me being in my car. Thanks for riding shotgun with me in the parking lot. And I'll be back very, very soon, hopefully in a more permanent studio here. Now, this video, like I said, was kind of impromptu. I was hoping I'd have a couple days to set other things up, but I wanted to get these thoughts out there as quick as I could. So hopefully, next time you see me, we'll have something different set up. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me, y'all. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Have a great weekend, everybody.